Hey, I'm glad you came back. This is my journal, my dad's diary, my message to my kids, and I hope you enjoy it and pass it on to others. First of all, to my kids, I say I love you. I hope the best for you. I want to share some things with you. That is my gift to you. I hope that you can question what I have to say and think about it and make your choices for tomorrow better than what they were yesterday. Now, thoughts I've been thinking through for the past 20 years and I want to pass on to my kids. One general idea, and this is simply a point that we need to all think about and filter through your thoughts, is that as we're growing up, we really don't know what it is we don't know. And I know that's kind of an old cliche, but seriously, when we're young, we've got ideas and dreams of the future, but then as we experience life, the best lessons we learn are from our experience. And just after you've had time and had experience, then you know better. So, for my kids, for my young adults, I do hope that you're willing to listen to advice from other people who have more experience than you. Obviously, in this moment, I'm hoping you're listening to me. But even so, when you have mentors at your place of employment, at where you're working, I hope you take time to ask them questions and listen to what they have to say. When you're out with friends and all your friends are at the same age you are and you're all sharing the idea, well, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I am saying it's limited to the experience that you all collectively have. Please, when you have serious questions, take time to find someone who's got experience with that and ask them their story. Their story may not have been the perfect story, but it's still a lesson. And as I share my story, it's definitely not the perfect story. And there's definitely things I regret. And there's things I would have done differently and wish were different. But at least as I share my story, it's then a lesson of what you may repeat or may choose not to repeat, but you need to listen and think it through for yourself so that you can then make a better choice for how you're going to live your life tomorrow. Now, in accepting that, there's a lesson I learned many years ago, is actually while attending some of our business training seminars, and it was a very good lesson that I still recall. When he first said it, it was like a light turned on in my head. It was like I could just feel my brain opening up a bit. And it was a lesson about parents, and it was a lesson about how we as individuals and as myself may hold myself back because of what I had seen or heard or experienced in the past. So the simple point is, people, and especially parents, we have to believe, generally, will do the best they can with the lesson or with the abilities that they have. So, yes, there's always extreme stories. There's always someone who doesn't fit the principle. But my belief, my principle is, I believe everybody will do the best they can with the abilities that they have and the training that they have. So, if you're thinking back in the past about how someone didn't do well for you, we have to accept that at that point in time, that other person did the best they could with the abilities that they had, and unfortunately, it's not a great story. So, how does it apply to you? Well, I hope you can then learn from that so that you have a better thinking process, so that you have a better ability to make decisions, so that you will make better decisions and not repeat the problems that you saw in the past. In my history, it is not a perfect story. I grew up in a family with a wonderful, loving mother, one sibling, and an absent father. There's a whole lot of stories we can talk about that later. But the point is, I have to accept that 50 years ago, there were two adults in their 20s who made some life choices, and they did the best they could with the training, with the abilities that they had at the time, and their story changed, which left me in an uncomfortable situation. But however, I'm not holding anger or bitterness against my mother, my father, when I accept that when they were in their 20s, they made some life choices based on the experience they had, based on the abilities they had, and they did the best they could with what they had. That's okay. I'm not angry at them. I forgive them for whatever choices they made that left me with the situation I have. That's okay. Life's not fair. I'm carrying on. And how's that applied to you? Same thing. You're going to look back on the past years and think that your parent failed you. In some ways, that's true. I ask you to accept that each person acted in a manner to the best of their ability, with the training, with the experience they had at that time. And now, with a different ability, with better training, with more experience, things would be different. And so I'm passing this on to you. You can learn from the past. You can make better choices. You can make a better life for yourself. You can make a better life for your kids based on learning from the example, learning from the mistakes of your parents. So, my key point in this, again, comes back to accepting people of the past are not perfect, but we have to forgive them and accept they did the best they could with what they had. This becomes a lesson for you to think about, to question, to learn from, and then to take responsibility for yourself, that now for you as an adult, you are responsible to do the best you can with what you have, and what you have now is a lesson from your past that you're learning from, that you're going to do better with, so that you make better choices for yourself, for your kids, in your future than what you may have seen in the past. I hope you can take a lesson from the past. I hope you can honestly forgive and let the anger be released. I hope that you make better decisions in your future for you and your kids than what you may have questioned in the past. And I do hope that in some way I can still pass on a story, a lesson, something to laugh at. And I do hope you know that regardless of what story you're telling, I hope you know I love you, I want the best for you, and I want to give you a gift of my time, and right now, my words on this video. I love you.